Saturday, September the 13th is the $1 million MGM Yonkers International Trot with some of the best trotters from Europe coming to face some of the best in North America. We have a QR code set up on your screen right now where you can get free PPs along with watch all the races live. There's a 10 race card which starts at 12:20, and from a remote location somewhere in the United States, I brought in Thomas Svensen to discuss this race. How you doing, Thomas?
I'm doing good. Drove up this morning from Lexington to Ohio to the jug sale. Been looking on babies this morning, and yeah, maybe I found one Ohio champion.
Well, we're going to jump right into the International Trot. It's race number 6 on the card, which is the second leg of a $20,000 guaranteed pick 5 with a $1 minimum play. There's also a $10,000 guaranteed pick 4 that starts in race 7. But we're going to look at the International Trot, and we start off with Lexus Kody here, and we're going to take a look at the Maple Leaf Trot, which is the race that both him and Periculum also come out of, as well as Southwind Coors. And Thomas, this guy, he went to the front, and there was just no stopping him. 149-1. It's hard to believe he can go that kind of mile.
Yeah, it is. But Lexus Kody, he did it on Vincennes for I think 2 years ago on Meadowlands, and we know when Lexus Kody is on his A game, when he don't do stupid breaks, he can beat anybody in this country. And I think many people is like putting a question mark on his half because they think he is like a horse, maybe can struggle on the turns. I talked with Yannick and Greengrass, and he said he don't use any gating pole on him, and he think he should have a good chance to fly around Yonkers. They tried him one time, and he just like a race car around there. So it's if he wakes up on the right foot, Lexus Kody, they're gonna be good to beat them. The only question mark is the rail. Where is he gonna going to the first quarter and half? Where is Lexus Kody sitting? What do you think, Derick?
Yeah, that's really a good question here because I see a couple of horses in there could lead, but not that many. So to me, I think maybe Lexus Kody, he'll push away Yannick and see what it looks like. If too many are coming fast, he'll kind of sit back a little bit and maybe come first over. But if they aren't coming that fast, I think Yannick will definitely push down on the gas. I mean, I know they say the 4 breaks and 5 starts here, but only 2 of them came in only 2 starts here in the last 2 years. One of them was a break, one of them wasn't, and he seems like a more mature horse now. So I'm assuming that he's going to be okay. And we're going to move on to number 2, Gamin Jaba, who's coming in from France to compete. And the trainer driver Daniel Redden tells me that this horse is very slow away from the gate, so we don't have to worry about him leaving.
No, and it's like he is representing the French flag, but he got bought up to Sweden for 1.5 years ago. He won with Basir in France in 2024, and he's been with Redden. He's been okay. It's not like he has been like any of the horses I think is like top 5, 6 in Sweden. I think they bring him over since Daniel is driving him by himself, and he is the stablemate to double Deceiver. I know he's been stable at Melander's farm, and he trained there today. Is the rumor I had, and he took the turn good there. Redden as a driver, it's not a superstar, and he's slow from the start. I don't believe anything on Gamin Jaba, and the 31 morning line is it's where it should be. So I would be surprised if he pick up anything.
Okay, we're going to move on to number 3, Gio Cash, who's representing Denmark. And unlike Gamin Jaba, this guy's really fast off the gate from what I've seen, Thomas.
Yeah, I tried to buy him for a year ago to US, Gio Cash, and I was a little too late. Somebody else bought him, and he come to Vajosden. Remember, he is after Jimmy Takter's Hambletonian horse, Victor Gio. So Gio Cash is my favorite in the race. He have a very aggressive and a good trainer in Daniel Vajosden. He's fast from the gate. I think he will be okay on a half. I have the information I have on the horse is just positive. I expect Gio Cash 12-1 morning line. I don't think it is John Rallis who I put up this morning line, because then I would be like, then I'm gonna go on Johnny Boy, because 12-1 is a gift. He never gonna be that, but if I can get 7-2, 3-1, I'm gonna be hard on Gio Cash. I think you're gonna have on the horse on the outside. I think going into the first turn, I think you will be one of the first one there, and then it's does he gonna take Lexus Kody going in front of him? Then he can let Yannick go also, because we know if Yannick go to the front with Lexus Kody, we know he gonna take no prisoner. So it's gonna be Gio Cash. He either gonna be in the front or in the two hole. How I read this race, and Gio Cash for me after the post is for me the favorite.
Since we're discussing Gio Cash, you know what? I'm going to skip down to Double Deceiver, and I want to show a replay from the Jamplins on August 9th. And that race, they both were in the race. Double Deceiver was actually second over. Now you see he's first on the outside. Gio Cash is to his outside. And to me, it looks like Gio Cash had the best of him, but Double Deceiver refused to lose. What do we make of this race, Thomas?
It is, you can go back to another race when Gio Cash beat Double Deceiver. It's like, I don't know. It looks like when he come out of the last turn that a Gio Cash was almost gonna win with a half length or something, and Double Deceiver come back. It is like, I don't put too much in it, and it's like that Double Deceiver has been so amazing after Red Dem bought him expensive in Harrisburg, and he's getting better and better older he gets. So it's all about the position. I think both is okay on a half. It's not like I'm gonna be like giving the other horse any more advanced that we're gonna go to Yonkers. Weiersten is an aggressive driver. I like that. You need to be aggressive in Yonkers. Örjan Kihlström, who is maybe one of the top 5 drivers in the world, I think he struggled a little more when he come to the US, when he drove a little in the Hambo and the big races at the Netherlands. I think he's not taking the American driving style like I expect him to do. So I'm a little more question mark about Kihlström coming into this race at Yonkers.
When I talked to Daniel Reden about his horse, he made a point to say that the fact that he's a gelding and he could stay on the farm with Marcus is a huge advantage over Gio Cash and the other horses that have to stay at Yonkers. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. It depends what horse you have. But sure, we Scandinavian love paddocks and we love like being out on the farm and not on a track. Yonkers is for me like maybe one of the worst places you can be stable with a horse. And Gio Cash, I don't know who he is like with his since he is a colt, but I remember his sire, Victor G. He was nasty. So if you have something from him, then it can be a little more a stress factor of being there. Maybe you can jog in the morning, you can walk them a little around there, but it's like it depends how he acts like a stallion. But it's not. Sure it is a favor for the geldings that you can ship them to a farm.
Hmm. Number 4 is Powwow representing Norway. This horse is 50-1 on the morning line. Obviously, the morning line odds maker thinks he's going to be a long shot. The last race really wasn't that bad. Ended up finishing third, but hasn't had a win in quite some time, Thomas.
He's Norwegian like me, like his sire, also Papagayo. Same connection, same trainer, same owners. That's why I think Klaus Koch gave him the invitation. For me, he's a 99-1 shot. I've seen him all races. He did a very good race as a 4-year-old in France, and he was racing good last time in Sweden when he was up against good horses. But he have struggled very much coming back this year. I think I seen him warming up. It doesn't look good. He got scratched 1 or 2 times after warm up. Yonkers for me is maybe not the track I expect him to see it, because I think he struggled. He struggled home on the 5-8 on the turn. So Powwow on the turn and Yonkers. It's a big question mark. He got Björn Goop in the bike, best driver in the world. So, but he is 99 shot for me. So.
Aetos Kronos, most of us know is here. I just have one question really on Aetos Kronos, and that is, do you see him as good as Lexus Kody and Periculum, or is he a notch below?
Aetos Kronos is for me. I've seen him since he was a 2-year-old and 3-year-old in Sweden. He's a warhorse. He is maybe foiled again in Scandinavia because he is 9 years old. He made close to $2 million soon, and he has been struggled very much with soreness. 2 years ago, he got only one side of the nostril. It's like he got the lameness in that one. He's been going through so much stuff, Aetos, and coming back when Schneider took him over to America just to give him a last chance. Either it's going to be like just a paddock horse. Marcus bring him back better than ever. I think he stepped up on Lasix. Forget the last race up in Canada, going first up when Lexus Kody winning 49, and it was just the last 116. He maybe throw in the towel, and I'm he is training at Melander Farm on a half, so it's not like I think he's gonna struggle on a half. Does he benefit off a half? I don't think so. But he have a good post. He can also leave, so I think Dexter going to be aggressive with him. He has been doing his best races when he's up close, or at least up in front. So I wouldn't be shocked if Aetos Kronos wins the international, but he is more like fourth, fifth pick for me. That he's an outsider and he can win, but it's like like if I take the class they showed home in Scandinavia, he is a better horse than Periculum. But Periculum, when he come back to the US, he developed crazy. So
Number 7 is Southwind Coors, who took the place of Ideal Liniers, who was the French horse who had a scratch out. Um, Obviously, Southwind Coors is a little bit overmatched in this spot. He's 20-1 on the morning line, but could you see a guy like Jason Bartlett just gunning out and taking a shot because that's his only shot?
Bartlett, the Yonkers is his playground. So we know with Bartlett that he won with many horses that is not the best in the races because he was so aggressive and have respect. But this race here is more like a Scandinavian race, or like that is it's also a mile and a quarter. So that doesn't benefit Bartlett's driving style. So um, I was they went in the race because I talked with Yannick for a couple of weeks ago. We was hoping that Antonioni was going to get a placer, but he is going into the 200,000 race. If not, I think Burke would have Antonioni in the race, and Southern Course. Maybe it's going to be like a factor with Bartlett that he's going to be aggressive and do something with the scenario of the race, but he don't going to be a player. So.
Does Diva EK, representing Italy, has post 8? Is there any chance of that horse overcoming the post position?
If she had a decent post, she will be one of my fourth pick, but because she is so good gated and so fast. Gucciadoro as a driver is aggressive and he is little crazy, so we never know with him. But post 8 on Yonkers, I don't know. It's gonna be so rough for her. I don't know where she's gonna going up to the first half. Where is she gonna be? Is Gucciadoro just gonna take a chance and send her? He's gonna be 3-4 wide. She is in her best form, and from a better post, she would be a little outsider right now. I can't have any like believe in Diva Ek from post 8.
Periculum is the 5-2 morning line favorite. Had post 10 in this race in the second tier last year. Finished second behind Jiggy Jog. You know, obviously everyone knows how good this horse is. Hasn't been worse than second this year in 6 starts. Made almost $500,000. My question for you is there any way on this earth you can bet Periculum as a favorite in this race?
No, but the biggest problem I have with Periculum is he struggle on halves, and he struggle on 5-8 tracks, at least when he was with Reden in Sweden. But he come back to Marcus, and he's 6 years old now. I think he's 6. Yeah, so he's getting better. He don't struggle so much with the right hind that he did before when he was younger. Like when he went into the international last year, I didn't believe anything in him because I see how he struggled with the right hind on the 5-8 and when he trained home. But he has been developed going like to be a top horse, and he never do a bad race, but he always get the race set up for him. So Scotty does a amazing job to get the right helmet. Mile and a quarter is a perfect distance for Periculum, in my opinion. On this race here, it's just for him to take the helmet of Yannick and see where he is. If he can get away decent, he's gonna be trouble for many of the horses the last half. So it is all about the position from post 9. 5-2 morning line. I wouldn't do that on Periculum. For me, it's a third pick.
Okay, we're going to move on to the final horse in the field. So that's number 10, Hohneck, who's representing France. And, you know, I think everyone expected that if this horse, you know, drew well, would be on the move early because his game is speed. Now he's in the second tier behind a horse in Gamin Jaba who really doesn't get away very well. Could he possibly follow Gio Cash out of the gate and maybe get into the race, Thomas?
Hohneck was the player for me in this race. If he got a good post, if he had posts 1 to 4, he would definitely be a player because he benefit of the half compared to many of the others. He is either a 5/8 or a half horse. When he won the elite lap on a 5/8, he struggled in France when he need to go in Vincennes. He is growing up so much if he can go wire to wire. He is so good gated. He's not a French horse when you see him gate wise. He will be like a super horse for the American breeding to have because he's so American gate wise. But post 10, okay, maybe he can get the helmet of Gio Cash and get a decent. But it's not like at Hohneck. It's like if he raced from a helmet from behind and he'd go 3 wide and like that. He's getting up in age now. He's 8. I need to have post 1 to 4 that maybe he will be in the front because if he was in the front of this race and be in the lead, they would be very, very good to take him down because his gait is so good. He can go so fast around the turns, maybe faster on the turns than he can do on the straightaway, and that would benefit him compared to the others. So post 10 is the worst position almost they could get.
We're going to take a look at our picks now, and we see things kind of similarly here. I went with Double Deceiver as my top pick, and just feel like he's super sharp right now, and I don't think the trip really matters that much for him. And these horses are used to racing up on the rim, and I could see Orion just sitting, second over the whole race, or even first over in this race. Parked the whole way and perhaps winning the race. Gio Cash, I think, is a horse that's clearly going to go to the front and be sitting in good position. And I feel the same way about Lexus Kody. I'm not really worried about the break. And I went with Periculum as my 4th pick. My concern with Periculum is he might be stuck on the rail with nowhere to go because if too many of the European horses are racing on the outside, there's not going to be a path to go. Thomas, you went with Gio Cash.
Yeah, I went with. I was surprised that we were so similar with all 4 same horses. So, yeah, I went with Gio Cash. I think you have the post, you have the form, you have the driver who is aggressive. I love the horse. I think he's either in the 2-hole or in the lead. Then Double Deceiver. What can I say? I think you're going to be overbet, but the horse is good. I'm also struggling a little with Shielstrom driving in the US because tactically wise, when I seen him last year coming over, it's not like I've been super impressive by him. And on Yonkers, driving on a half on Yonkers, yeah. But the horse is so good. Periculum, we can never let him out there. If he just get the trip, 1.25 is perfect for him. And then we have Lexus Kody. If Yannick either protect the rail or is going to retake for some, we know he's just going to take no prisoners with him because Lexus Kody, when he is on his A game, he can go wire to wire.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, Thomas. It's Saturday afternoon, 12:20 post time. The International Trot's going to go up about 3 o'clock. It'll be on Fox Sports 2. We'll have all the live video on DRF.com. If you want to watch the whole card and get some free PPs, check it out, and good luck.